So good morning, everybody. It's 7:30 in New York Eastern Time. It's 1:30 in the Netherlands. It is really starting to be a great summer. I'm in my shorts right now, all tidy and everything, but that's what the weather is like today here in the Netherlands. So it's going to be a great day to sit in your garden, but it's also going to be a great day to trade. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. So I was just watching this uh, pre-market watch list and what was going on right here. So let me just share that with you. Interest in volume, of course. So ANY, this one, spiked up at 7 o'clock. We see that a lot of times, of course. So this is when we get up here. This is the early bird show in the morning, 4 o'clock, and then we keep on doing that till 5, and then this happened on the stock and just faded down. And if you watch the show more than once, then you will see that this is normally the line that you draw, and the stock will not go up during the day normally. But here at 7 o'clock, there is some strength coming in now, and solid also right away. So there is something interesting about this stock, because normally you see this spike and then this is what it does. Come on. So this is what's happening then. And when something like this happens, it has my special attention. It's just a small stock, but I know a lot of traders out there are really interested in these smaller stocks. And just watching my screen now, what's happening right now. Okay. So this is being interesting right now. So it's a small stock. We're gonna erase all those lines now. Normally I would say, okay, you have to be above this one here to make some kind of play on this one. So, but well, 307, that's a long way from home. If you look at where it's now, it's 260. So it's a second-day runner. 307 is some kind of level, because this is what we saw here. This high is 310. This high is 310. This high is 310. And if anybody tells you that the small stocks are just lottery tickets, it's not true. There are levels on small stocks. You can see how they move, you can see patterns, you can see moving averages, you can see price action. The only thing is you really have to be careful. That's all. But you always have to be careful. This is a low floater, so 11 million, which means there are 11 million stocks available. And what we normally see is over the 100 million or billion. So 17 or 40,000 shares traded is not a lot, and here 100,000 shares traded is still not a lot. But if you look at the share size of the float size, then you know these small ones can really, really go. And we saw that here in the pre-market open. So this is stock that I want to watch. Are there some levels to be seen here? No, I don't think so. If you want to place a stock like this, then you just have to go for price action, because you cannot be sensible about any level or any kind of support or resistance that may apply here. So don't do that. Let's see what Clough is doing. So this is a typical share with this big pop-up and then just fading the rest of the pre-market, and that's what it did. But also here a little at 6 o'clock. So that's something else. So this is the open here, and then this happened. We saw that happen this morning. And this is what we said this morning. Trade this one only on price action, because someone asked me, will this one pop back up? So what you want to see then is something like this, but it seldom does that. So there are no real analytics on this one other than looking at price action, looking at price discovery when stocks of our markets open, and then trade something like this on price action. Some other big movers now is this is Wish. So this is a different story than the ones that we saw earlier. So this is also a pop. First downwards, then to the upside, pop, pop, pop. And then around VWAP, and then another pop, down, another pop, down. This is a 7 o'clock pop. And so this is not one that pops up and then fades, but if you want to see something here, I'm not going to do that in a 1 minute, but this is something that you might consider on Wish, this trend line. I would not trade this one just right away, so not trade this one into the open, so this has to hold now. But it's close to a trend, and so it's been trading up since this low. This is post-market, this part is post-market, so it's traded up since this moment. And what you can see here is this is 1010 and this is 1010. So this is a double bottom here, nothing else, nothing more. And if you want to trade this trend, then you should be a little bit more precise than I am. But I'm just showing you what might go on here. This is now on the 5 minutes, so this is something that you really want to study if this is going to be the case on Wish. You see that? This is going to be the case on Wish. Then you have this real nice channel. Then you can trade. You really can day trade this one too. You really can day trade this one. Ga je nou klaar? So that was the dog again, and the dog is really having some trouble with the heat that's in the house right now. So we try to postpone the putting on the air conditioning because, well, it's not so healthy, I think. But if this goes on, then we really have to, I think. So this is the trend line for Wish. That just might be something of interest to you if you want to trade this, because look at what's happening here. If you get in here, this is 11.15, and you can trade it all the way back up to 12.07-ish if this goes on. So sometimes these channels can really work for you also as a day trader. So levels are not always just like these, but levels can also be something like this. I drew this one now on a 5 minute because that's more accurate, and You can get in or out at the 1 minute if you want to, and be more precise about this trend line. So don't get out if it just dips down a little bit under this and then get out right away. No, sometimes it does that, like here. So you have to have some margin here. Just so if you want to play those trend plays, then be sure that your stop loss is somewhere like this here. So give it a little room. Otherwise, you get stopped out right away, and that's not the baddest thing in the world. But stopped out is also paying commissions, and paying commissions is also not worth it if you're not making any profit on a play. So be sure that you really establish this, that you really can see this pattern established, and then maybe trade it. So another big mover this morning was MDL Madly, MDLY, Madly Management. We saw this one in the early bird show right from 8 to 16. I never chase those things, you know that by now, or you don't, but then you know it now. So, and then this happens. So this is typically for a big pop, but this is an extreme big pop here to the 16 level, and then now this is just no good for me to trade this one. Maybe, just maybe, you could say this post-market high here of 961-ish. Well, it's not 961, it's closer to 927. But we're going to be a little bit more precise than that, because this is just... So this high is 950. Yeah, so 950, that may be some kind of a level here. If you want to see any kind of level, then it might just be there. But I'm not really keen on playing this one right now. So SNDL we talked about, it's just thickly traded, as we call that here in day trading country, if that's really a thing. So AMC, trade this one on price action, please, because there are no sensible levels here, for me at least. And why do I say that? Well, because it does not respect its levels. So purely price action play for me, because I don't want to draw some levels and say, okay, this is a level for you and this is a level for you, and maybe you can play this one, and then it gets all over the place. This one is IVR, one of the big movers yesterday. So this big move up, this was yesterday, and then well, not giving it all back, so that's good. So what you want to do here right now is you want to, so it gave some back here in post-market, and even during the day, so it got up all the way up to 450, and then people are taking profit, and then you cannot stress this enough. Take profits, please, because otherwise you make a winning day into a losing day. So if you think, okay, this one's, as I said this morning on the early bird show, I got out too soon, but I made a little profits. I was disgusted with myself that I got out too soon, but when I rewatched it and when I reviewed my play, I thought, okay, it was a sensible thing to do, because VWAP at that point seemed to be the top. It was not the top, and how many times was it that you really were disgusted with yourself because of you got out too early? But at the same time, yeah, equally as discussed, that if something like that is a green trade and then you just let it sit there and then it goes bad on you and it's break even or a red trade. So I think that's 50% of the times. Best thing that you can do is get it off your screen and go on with it. So this was IVR. That was clear. 454, 479 are the two levels for me in this one. And this 450 is 450-ish. And that's because I purely want to play this one as a second day runner. So if this one stays here all day long and is chop, then I'm not interested in it. And if it does not hold at 450, then I'm not interested in it. CLNE. Same story. 1259, 1404. Sorry, 1259, 1484, 1661 was CLNE. If you have some tickets, guys, then or girls, then please put them in the chats. I'm now also gonna see what's happening with my favorites, and I'm gonna show you how I set up my day. Might just be interesting for you. Not pre-markets. That's the thing that we already did. So this was on my watch list this morning. So big watch list. Look at this. And I have also a personal watch list, and that's 3 of the 20 items in this one is in my personal watch list. But there are 20 now in my watch list, and a lot of green and a lot of red. So that's what I like to see, because I can play two ways then. So let's look at volume. And when I'm now say that we are just 10 minutes, or no, a half hour before we get into trading, what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna set up my, this is my, so those 3 here are my, 4 here are my big stocks that I expect from the most when markets open. So that's OCGN, and that's ELAN, and that's CLNE, and that's ADU. So when I set up my my trading activity, then I'm gonna look at OCGN. Holy grandmother! This is what I'm doing. I want to see the stocks that were really active in pre-markets. And I don't know exactly why ELAN is one of those stocks, because there's not a lot of movement at all here. So I'm just going to reverse that, I think. So here are now my 4 fields that you can see right now. CLNE, EDU, OCGN, ELAN. And I just can watch them and see what's going on if they hit one of my lines or if they don't hit one of my lines. So on OCGN, I drew some lines here. Oh no, I did not. It was pure price action, and you see why that was right now. But looking at this right now, this is the real, this is a big fall from $10 to $5. Wow. And I want to see if this one will hold now. This It's trading way above that right now. So, but I think we will see some more downside to this one. So, you notice how the saying is, don't try to catch a falling knife. So this is a falling knife. There is bad news on OCGN. They had bad, I think they had earnings today. Didn't they? I'm not sure. Something's happening there. So this is going on there, and you don't want to catch a falling knife. So you want to see some kind of retracement. There seems to be something here going on right now, but this is all resistance here. So I want to really see this level confirmed before I do anything. This Elon one, I don't know why that is on my head field, but it's so then we're looking at CLNE, for example, and go back to my 4 screens here now. And I'm gonna put in my my levels here, and I should have remembered them. 1260 and 1201. 1260 and 1201. So I will just be looking at those 4 screens. Those are the stocks that I think will move the most, and I select them based on the volume that they have in pre-markets. So if there's a lot of movement, there's the big possibility that something will happen to these stocks. And what I want to see here is that this one just drops down to this 1260 mark, or maybe even to this 12 mark, and then I'm going to watch if there's something that I can trade. So those are the 4 stocks on my big screen. And I also look at this one. This is now the Qs here. But depending on what stocks there are here, I can also say, okay, I'm going to look at the SPY here. If SPY goes up or down, just keep this in a small corner just to check if there's something crazy happening. So those are my 4 screens, and then I pick my watch lists and really watch volume. Volume is in the beginning the most important thing. So OCGN, ELAN, CLNE. I don't think that this is right, but so I watch all these. I'm going to look at all these stocks, and then this is my watch list, so the 20 watch list, and then just 30 minutes before I start trading, then I'm putting in my alerts. So let's do that right now. Let's go to the. So I put in the alerts for all those stocks that I cannot watch on my big screen. So on FCell, we said 1073 was the level, and that's so important why you watch this show also, because well, something happened here. The 1073 is no longer a level for me right now, because it fails, and so the green one and the blue one, the 9 EMA and 50 EMA, are no longer support. So what's happening here now is that this 200 and this 20 are the supports, if they are, and we have to check that when markets open. So now this is 995. This will be my support, and has to be my support. Now I'm putting in an alert here. So this is an alert, because I think that this one will also be, it's really falling down right now. So I need to see this one tick this 995 and then get back up again. So there are 2 ways now to play this. If I'm very confident about this one, that it will get back up again, which I'm not right now, because look at these big red ones. That's just this is just trying to catch a falling knife, and it's very difficult to do. So if I had more faith in a stock like this, then what I normally would do is that I would buy this here at let's say 10.02. So this would be my entry. When it falls down, this green one would be my entry. So in my level 2 on my trading platform, here this trade 0 I put in 10.02 as a limit order, and if it then gets there like it does right now, then I say, okay, this is my now I'm in. And on a stock like this, doing this, I want to have a 10-cent stop. So I'm going to put in here 10.92. This one. Pull up this screen, it's more clear. So this 9.95 is support. That's what I established. I am in now in this trade at 10.02. And this 9.95 was my support. I established that was support. I'm in now at 10.02, and then I am set my stop here at, if I set it at 9.92, then it's a 10-cent stop, because I really want to be careful about this one. But careful in this case means that there's not a lot of room here to the bottom, so it just can spike down like this and I'm out. So I don't want that. So 10.02 is nice, but to get in, and 9.95 is a level, but I'm setting my stop loss then here at 9.80. So now it's a 20-cent stop loss. So giving this one some room to really breathe under this. So this will be my stop loss now, 9.80. You can all, I don't know what kind of platforms you have, but you can just put this in advance if you want to. At least it's 202, and then the stop loss you can also put in if you want that after you put this one in and you're in the game, but you can also do that with the conditions. So now we're just watching this one, and I think that, boom, this is the 8 o'clock spike. So these are just spikes that you don't have to play normally. But a lot of platforms are opening now at 8 o'clock as they do at 7 o'clock. And people who now open their platforms at 8 o'clock are thinking, what happened here? I'm $2 down on this one. So they are selling this in a panic, but there are also people who are thinking, okay, it's down. It's down more than $2. I'm going to buy it. So there's going to be a struggle here to the bears and the bulls. And my stop loss of 9.80 does not hold, I think. So this is what you can do on all the stocks that are in the watch list. You cannot put unlimited limit orders, because that's not something that you can do, because it's the simple fact that you don't have enough money to do that. But for those that you are more comfortable with, you can just say, okay, I'm going to play this one to the upside, which is often without that bigger risk. So this 10.10 that we see here is now something that I want to play only if it's above 10.10. I'm going to set an alert and do nothing. I only want to get in this one if it's really getting above 1010 with some volume, and then play this one to 1066. So I'm not putting in a limit order here, but if 1010 breaks, then on ideal trades, I want to see some confirmation, but that's not always going to happen. So this something, you want this to happen from 1010 straight to 1066. Well, I would say keep on dreaming, but it can happen. Look at this and look at this. So I always have my 1 minute charts here and my 5 minute chart here. Always open those two. And that's because I want to see if a stock is overextended in just a wink of an eye. And I can see that here if this 9 EMA is around the price that's trading at, then it's not overextended on the 5 minute. And that's for day trading a good sign to just get in there. So we're looking at this 1010 here right now. And on the ideal play, I'm going to just take this one away. Just hold on. On an ideal play, this is what I want to see. Confirmation that this is a level. And confirmation that this is a level is also, this is also confirmation that it's a level, because now it's resistance. And so if it pushes once or twice against this level here on 2 candles, then I am more confident than I already was here that this really is some kind of resistance, and that's what I want to see. And then, so this is my confirmation, it is resistant, then it gets, and then you can say, okay, my alert went off, I am around 1010 here. If it's getting through there, then I'm going to get in. So now you have to really get in here, and a lot of people get in here anticipating that this will get through that, but I am not such an aggressive player, so I'm getting in if it's over this one. And normally, even if I'm not that confident in a stock, which might occur sometimes, and some of the slow stocks will give you that, and it goes up, and then the next one gives you another confirmation. So this is confirmation that 1010 is resistance, and this is confirmation that 1010 is support. And then the next green, and then the next candle that makes a high here, that's the moment that you get in. So if you're very conservative, like I am sometimes on these stocks, then I'm only getting in here at this 1021 level. Giving away 11 cents already to a play to 1066, but that's still a 45-cent win for me on this small $10 bill. So I just can do that if I want to. So this is how I set up my charts. This is how I control everything, and I keep my watch lists with my all my favorites on the screen all the time, so I can also see if something weird is happening with these percentages in just a blink of an eye. So this is what I have on my screen also all the day. I have another screen, a third screen, so I'm going to take this off and bring it to my third screen and can see what's happening there. So that's what I do every day. I see that there are no tickets, so I will thank you very much for watching this. A little bit more education than you are used, but this big old favorite list, this watch list that you see right here, is completely discussed in the Early Bird Show advancing. If you want to see that, then please look at that. If you want to follow me on Twitter, just look me up on Bosch Trading, and then you can see what I have been doing today, or maybe even sometimes what I am doing on that day. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and keep safe.